It's Fire Freddie time. However, I think this segment's going to take a little bit of a different turn because I'm pretty sure at this point we all think he should be fired. So instead, we're going to do an Ask Freddie segment. So #@Freddie, tweet us your Freddie Kitchens questions because we do have an insider that has the opportunity to ask Freddie questions. So we want to know, what would you ask him? And I had a really hard time, you guys, coming up with a question to ask Freddie because I have so many that it's really hard to narrow down just one.
Yeah.
But I came up with, and this is as basic as you can be, what are you doing? Is that loaded?
I feel like it might be more like, oh no, baby, what is you doing?
Yes, it's. Oh, I think we have the title of our show.
I was not expecting that, and I'm so glad you said it.
I'm gonna have to mute myself.
No, that's an excellent question.
That's just that'll be the episode title. Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
What is you doing? Oh, that felt good to laugh, you guys.
We needed that.
I don't even know how to follow up with that because I have two questions written
Brittany's
down.
like, I have legitimate questions. Go
No,
ahead,
actually,
Brittany.
I have one legitimate question. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so the first question I would ask, and do you remember that the exit interview in The Office when when Michael was sitting there with Toby? Toby was going to Costa Rica.
I mean, I'm not an advocate of. I don't really watch The Office all that
Let me paint a picture for you. So
Okay.
they're sitting there, and Michael is like, he's so excited because he finally gets to slam Toby for everything. And he's like, number one question, why are you the way that you are?
It's also a great question.
Follow-up question, what gives you the right? But, after I got those out of the way, what I would ask him, and these are questions that he has to answer, guys, okay? So this is my question. Why do you hate Hollywood Higgins? That's it. Because I'm so frustrated. That has been my main frustration all year. Also, actually, no, I have another question too. So I'm at 4 now.
It's okay. So here's the funny thing. I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. Since I do cover the Browns and I'm in those press conferences, the public relations person tries to time the press conference to a certain point. And so when you're getting towards the end, he'll say, hey, one more or two more or something to that effect. And then there's always like that one reporter that tries to sneak in like 3 or 4 more questions. And that's what Brittany's doing right now. Is you're being that person where the public relations guy is going, all right, guys, one more. And Brittany's like, all right, I've got like 7 more.
Be like, wait a second. How dare you?
Exactly. Is that one of your questions? How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah, like all of my questions are quotes from The Office, actually.
Actually, that would make the press conferences pretty interesting if you could just get access and just quote things.
But I would also ask it, like, we've seen it a few times, whether it be with Higgins or with Njoku. These guys are healthy, and we never really get answers as to why they never came back on the field when they were healthy. And he'd be very, vague about it and be like, well, you'd have to ask him, or why don't you ask him what he's like? Okay, we're asking you, so why don't you answer the damn question?
So that's so frustrating because
Yes.
I feel like when you ask Freddie that kind of question, because it has been asked of him before multiple times, and when he does say you'll have to ask them, that leads me to believe that Freddie doesn't really have any idea what's going on in his own locker room, and that is not a great feeling. So if we're in this Fire Freddie segment that we've been having from week to week, that those answers that he gives to those questions where he says, you'll have to talk to him to find out what the situation is.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're the coach of the team. Why would we ask that? Like, you're supposed to be running this show. So if someone has a question about this show, they're going to ask you, sir.